Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. It is FRC 2013 season and it's time for round 3, the race at Shanghai International Circuit and for the Chinese Grand Prix. We already met yesterday for the qualifying, which was pretty exciting, with a battle for the pole between uh, Blackwood, between Armin and between Abovich, I think. Abovich had the fastest sector 1 on his final run, but unfortunately he qualified only on P3, but still with an improvement on his last lap. Well, 42 laps wait, your commentator, for now only I hope, and somebody will join me, is Ruspro, and now it's time to take a look at the starting grid. Um, well, from pole position starting is Jafari Blackwood, the winner from the winner of the last race at Malaysia, and it is his first pole this season. On P2 it is Vucci Carmin, then Abou Bagus. A good qualifying for Mercedes guys. Both drivers are starting from front two from two front rows. Then it is Smith and Tilsley, two Lotus drivers Adam Hidayat and Santino Andreoli. Let's see, who do we have next? And it is Rodrigo Jimenez and Daniel Fraser. Not on the fastest cars, but still Pina and P10 is a good qualifying as they made it through into the into Q3. Then we have Zauber of Andrew Paracelsus and the McLaren of Fernando Tost. Uh, Jacob Holker starting P13 and P14 Martinez. Alex Luan and Benjo Rushton with the slowest drivers in Q2. And the bottom 6 looks like this: Eric Hanemusen, Nicholas Johansson, Hakuji Akaza, Lidin Pasalik, Rain Adam, and Samet Oskan, starting from the last place of the second race in a row. And yet again, it will be no rain for the next hour or so. And also, the Chinese Grand Prix is one of the races where the three different winners uh, from 2010 to 2012. The first race winner here was Max Smith in a Ferrari, and not only three different drivers win the race, but three different constructors as well. In 2011 it was Yuri Gabriel on Red Bull. It was his last season in FRC, and last season it was Adam Hidet on Lotus. It's 5 red lights, and we go green in Shanghai. Let's see who will have a better start. For now it is Jafari Blackwood in front of any other driver. Abovich goes down around the outside on Vucci Carmen, and for now he's up into second position. Bagus stays on P4, but he is under the pressure of Max Smeetler, who is on P5, the from Tilsley on P6. And Adam Hidet on P7, trying to move some places up, just like Rodrigo Jimenez, who is up to P8 now. Fraser is on P9, and Andreoli already lost 2 positions. And it's going to be hard breaking into this corner. You have to be very careful not to make a mistake and crash into other driver. And as I say so, it is a collision between Hanebusa and the HRT driver Hakuji Akaza. And it was a lockup by Samitoskan as well, so it is already 2 drivers coming into the pits on the first lap, or even 3. Yeah, 3 drivers. It is Pasalik, Adam and Hanebusa. And Akaza as well, with 2 collisions.
Watch out for debris.
But we'll see the replay after the first lap, and it is damage for Santino Andreoli. And he is losing some places, just like Andrew Paracelsus. Look at this massive train. I don't even know if I can call it a train. Oh, very dangerous defending there from Santino Andreoli, who's waving on the straight, and almost a collision between him and Jacob Horlicker. Very close there, a lot of collisions, and so it is. Wuchi Carmen already down to P4, as he's been overtaken by Aditya Bagus. Toss goes round the inside on Luan, but the move does not work as well as he expected. Andrelli in the pits, Parcels in the pits, then Adam Pasalik, Akaza and Erika Hanebusa. Let's take a look at all this mess from lap 1 on the replay. First of all, were there any collisions on sector 1? Everything's fine going into at least turns number 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Can already see Martinez having a bad exit out of turn 4. And what happens here? Akaza and Hanebusa just clash, and Pasalik and Rain Adam get damage as well. These are the first 4 drivers with damage. And what about the incident with Santino Andreoli? What's happened here? Oh, Paracel is just... Was it a lockup? I don't know, but the problem is that they collided, and they will be coming into the pits after the first lap. They already did so, and this is some kind of a NASCAR moment, I think. Almost 4 or 5 wide there, very close. And battles of the first laps are not over yet. Martinez was trying to overtake Benji Rushton there into turn 5. Sorry, into turn 6, of course. And yeah, this is Hakujaka is stuck in the pit lane. Oh dear, and it's a crash between him and Litmin Pasalik. The German keeps going, but that was very dangerous by him. He should have stayed in his... he should have stayed there. It was still... Let's see. Yeah, he's been blocked there by 2 HRTs, but... Of course it's not his problem, but it's not very safe to exit like this. Oh, and he's been hit by... Adam has been hit by Pasalik as well. And yes, it is Sakujaka's out of the race. Or is it? Some quick fixes there, and it is a yellow flag for Jose Martinez out of the race. There was another collision into turn 11. Oh, yay. You can't dive bomb like this. And Nicholas Johansson will be coming into the pits on at the end of lap 2. And yeah, lots of collisions, but not a single retirement until lap number 2. Rosette Martinez is out. Oh, it's a four-way battle actually. Jimenez and Smith are fighting, just like Dane Fraser at the back, right on P9. Johansson comes in, and that means that Andreoli will move up into P15. He still has pretty much work to do in this race, just to try and get into the top 10. But he'll pit later actually, he's got 24 liters of fuel. So... and it seems like there was an overtake actually for Vucic Armin. Did someone just... someone make a mistake? And yes, Bagus, oh, going really wide there, spinning, losing control of the car, and Thomas ramming into the wall. There is Bagus. From podium positions to B12. The yellow flags have been removed from the start of sector 3, and drivers will continue fighting into turns 11 and 12. These are... oh! Oh! Toast. Very dangerous there, and still very close, but one season P9. So turns 11 and 12 are these cruel corners where it's better not to overtake. So after this mistake by Aditya Bagus, now it's two Red Bulls in the podium positions. Especially it's interesting to see if Abovic will finish the race on the podium, and if he will even finish the race after Australia and Malaysia. He's got no points, just like Aditya Bagus. So these guys aren't lucky at all. And also, yes, the two early title contenders, I think that's how I'll call them, Jake Tills and Jafari Blackwood, are in top 3 as well. The gap after the first two races is 3 points. The Mercedes driver is in front. Is there anything to be shown? I'm not sure. That much is going on in the first laps of this Chinese Grand Prix, but let's see. Talking about strategies, there is lots of varieties, as some drivers are going to be pitting in just 10 laps time, some drivers will stay for 15 laps, some for 20. So it seems like strategists will pretty much decide the winner of this race. Boych just half a second behind his teammate. We might see a close battle here. But we already see battle here on the final sector. Bios, which is trying to dive bomb Benji Rushton, but the Williams driver is still on P11. Looks like there was a new fastest lap set, and it was set by Jack Hillsley. Oh, sorry, my bad. So, will Jack Hillsley overtake Abovich? Will there be team orders, or they will hold their positions? Let's find out. The two drivers are going through sector 2, the turn 10, and down the straight. Will be very dangerous. But Aisley is playing safer now. Oh, look at this speed. Definitely faster than his teammate is Jake Tealsley. Going side by side, and Tealsley surely has an advantage of the inside line of the speed of his car, and he's through. He gets past Abovich. And it is again Bagus and Rushton fighting, and the Indonesian is up to P11, just one position off the top 10. So the race is definitely not over for him. And Bagus is now right at the back of Alex Luan. Will IDT make the full recovery from his mistake? Going very fast down the long back straight. Look at this speed advantage. It's about 2-3 kph on the straight. Using slipstream, using the inside line, he gets past the Toro Rosso driver, like Jacob Horliker, who's stuck behind Benji Rushton. And it seems like the battle of two Red Bulls continues. It is Avoish using a bit of some curse here. And yet again it is half a second between Tilsley and Abovich. The drivers who have absolutely different strategies. Yeah, already the gap been increased by 0.3 of a second. That's a lot, so it's likely Abovich will not catch up to his teammate. Here is Jacob Holger, the Swiss driver. Trying to go for a move from Rushton for the second lap in a row. And it seems like he will not succeed this time either. And is the move completed? Not really. And yes, it is. Staying side by side. And then just simply going down the outside into the final corner, not leaving Benji that much space. And now it is Simon Toscan, who started from P22, already gained 8 positions, and he's trying to overtake Benji Rushton down the inside into turn 1. Very dangerous, but there is no collision this time. Oh, look. Tilsley just pulling away from his teammate, already 1.5 seconds. And actually his fastest lap is 0.3 of a second faster than Jafari's. So it is 49.5 for him and about 50.0 for Blackwood. No, it's actually 50.2. And will Blackwood actually be outplayed by Jake Tilsley because of the strategy? Let's see. The British driver is going much faster than his early championship rival, getting just 1/10 of a second on the final sector. And if Tilsley fails to overtake Blackwood, he simply goes onto the pit lane. And also, once again, just to notice, it is the battle in the Constructors' Championship starting quite early again. As after round 2, Lotus has 41 points, and they are in the lead of the championship. And P2 and P3 are Mercedes and Red Bull, they're 40 and 37 points. And on P4 and P5 battling are Ferrari and McLaren. They didn't gain that many points, but still 28 and 25 for them. And also it is surprising to see McLaren not doing that bad. after the disaster at uh, not the disaster, but not the best performance at the precision testings. And Ferrari is not actually doing that good. It did not actually do that good in the first two races because there was only one driver for them finishing each race. In Australia it was Fuji Carmin, he finished race in P5, and in Malaysia it was Max Smittler, who made it to the podium positions and almost won the race. It was very dramatic. It was raining. It was raining heavily for about 5 minutes, but it didn't make the track any wetter. So Jeffrey Blackwood kept the lead of the race, and as a result, the race was won by him. And right now, Max Miller is on P6. Bagus already overtook Fernando Tost. And yes, just 1.2 seconds between Blackwood and Tilsley. Jake cannot get any closer to the Jamaican driver, so he comes in at the end of this lap. Is he the only one to do so? Yes, he is. And Jafari will be beaten 5 laps later. .7. And B14 for Jake Tilsley. And it will be heated between this lap. And he's not the only one. Samitos cannot race to achieve the top 10 finish. Is P13 and he is beaten as well. Also very close between Vucic and Adam. Belarus pit crew doing a better job than Red Bull, 9.9. As one more pit stop for Adam Hidayat awaits at the end of the race. Where is Simon Toscan? He is 10.1. Johansson pits now. And oh, Blackwood and Tabocha separated by 5 seconds gap. Jacob Holker, it's on lap 15. So Nico Johansson coming into the pits. Did a pretty good job. The Australian Grand Prix when he started from P18 and was just one step away from top 10. He finished on P11. And what about Malaysia? Qualified on P16, was the slowest in Q2, but yeah, he retired in last race. Ten-second speed stop, but he is not lapped yet by Jeffrey Blackwood. And this is Horlicker. Pitting as well. He finished P9 in the last race after qualifying on P13. Let's see if he'll get even more points today. 10.1. It's about from 9.1 to 10.2, 10.3 for everyone in the pits. And Holker rejoins on P15. Rain Adam is pitting as well. .4. That's a good pit stop by HRT, but you have to remember that they actually put much less fuel than any other team did, and now it is Apovic stuck behind the HRT driver of Ryan Adam. So unfortunate for him. Now it is Fraser going for a move on Bagus. Reed was overtaken as he tried to get the position back, but he failed. It is very difficult to retake into turn 1. Now it is Jimenez and Fernando Tost plus Benji Rushton on the pit lane. Oh, Jimenez has been held up by Rushton by about 1 second. But still, the pizza was pretty good, 8.6, with 9 seconds for Fernando Tost. Benji Rushton now having 9.1 second pit stop. Jimenez and Andreoli going side by side, and Jimenez keeps his P10. It was very close. Not like he keeps the position, but Santino was in front. He had to go all the way around the outside. As well as he had to slow down not to hit the Force India driver. It was very dangerous, and luckily Santino reacted pretty well. So no collision happened between these two. Paracel's the Zauber driver is in the pits as well. And 9.4. Nowadays Jafari Blackwood coming in, as Bush already is losing 5.6 seconds to Blackwood thanks to Adam. But Russian will be still leading the race. .4. And Daniel Fraser has an 8.4. So Blackwood will be on P6 and TS right behind him. Not that much of a gap, about less than a second. So it is still pretty close. Fraser, he'll be behind Jimenez, but in front of Santino Andreoli, and that's very important. Santino Andreoli already had a pit stop, so he'll pit in 6 more laps, I assume, and now it is Bagus. He's having a great sector too, but he's pitted now. Nine seconds. And this is Rodrigo Jimenez overtaken Aditya Bagus. Parcels is battling Nicholas Johansson now. Dives in and gets P18. Now this is a problem for Abovich. He already lost a lot of time after Rain Adam just left the pit lane in front of the Red Bull driver, and that's when Abovich has lost about 2 seconds to Jafari Blackwood, but the HRT car is still in front of Red Bull. Is it really like there is uh, no no spot on the track where you can uh, let other driver through? Because Bosch is stuck behind Adam for about 3 laps already. And Uchi Carmin is beaten.
Pit at the end of this lap.
And it was not the best decision to stay out for so long for Abovich after all. But does it mean that the Russian is going for just one pit stop? It's very interesting. But for now, it is one of the Ferraris, which Carmen in the pits for his first pit stop. "12 seconds. So it is a pit window open for the drivers who have just one pit stop in their strategy plans. So Armin is on P7 now, and he will not be beaten until it is very necessary if there is a damage or any mechanical problem with his car. And yes, it seems like Gavoch is losing about half a second each lap behind the HRT. And I can't really blame him, but his strategists and everyone in the team just thinking that Aboba has to stay out for as much as he can behind the HRT, uh, which does not let Abosh through. Although he's shown a blue flag. So it's rather overtake the Italian as fast as you can or come in. But I think Aboch will be beaten on lap 24 anyways. And this is Alex Loon.
Pit at the end of this lap.
A happy guy on P3. And will he actually fight for some high positions with his one pit stop strategy? Let's see. But for now, it is Jafari Blackwood, just 2 seconds behind Loon. .7. Paracels overtook Nicholas Johansson just a couple of minutes ago and is going for P17 now, trying to overtake Litman Pasilic. What about Abovic? Well, he's still stuck behind Adam, but the engineers finally remembered what the wall strategy means, and yes, Abovic is beaten on this lap. Max Meter as well, so it is Blackwood back into the lead of the race. .6. And it's not only Blackwood but Tilsley getting past Abovic. Or it's even going to be Adam Hidayat. And yes, the Indonesian is up to the 3rd place. Smith rejoins on P8. And he's stuck in the traffic with Jimenez in front and Andrea pits. Hayabusa pits as well. 2.8 for Andrelli and the Frenchman rejoins on P15. Just in front of Parcells, Paslik and Johansson. 10 seconds. He's a piece of 4 Filipino, and Hayabusa is only on P20, the last position in this race. Pasalic has a 9.7 seconds pit stop. Will he be a problem for one of these guys? And here joins the track right in front of the Red Bull. It's not abolished this time, but it is Jake Tilsley. It will cause lots of problems for the British driver just to try and get past Litmin Pasalic. Oh, Tilsley tries to go down the inside, and yeah, it didn't take him that long, just like for Abovich to get past the lapped car, which is interesting. It was a risky move around the inside into turn 11, but there is no more problems for Jake Tilsley in front of him for now. it is Green Adam in the pits and is an overtake, but Benji rushed him. Was it? Oh, he was in the pits. As well, I think it's the third pit wave, or whatever it is. 8.5 for Adam, and oh, it will be Adam Hidayat stuck behind the HRT. Welcome aboard the Rain Adam train. This is Sabovic actually on P4, but he'll move up into second because of his teammate and Adam Hidayat that are in front beaten. Just like Sammy Toscan, Rodrigo Jimenez and Dane Fraser. 8.2 for Daniel, 9 seconds for Jimenez, and Sammy Toscan just going to the pits. Fraser on P11, Jimenez on P12, and Andreol will be on P13 after all. Sammy Toscan is on P17. Oh, and these are problems for Litmin Pasalik, and he's out of the race. And looks like the problem occurred in the middle of the straight. It was the transmission problem. Yellow flags and Tealsley is in the pits now. So Walsh is up to second. .1 seconds. He did 8 seconds for him. And that will be down to B13, I think. And yes, he's. The track is clear and it is green flag on the last sector. And yeah, Jafari Blackwood is beaten on lap 32, so
Pit at the end of this lap.
the gap between the leaders is 15.6. takes about 30 seconds to uh, cross the pit lane with having an actual pit stop. Parcels is in the pits as well, so let's see. How fast the Sabre pit crew will be on the pit stop. .1. Parcels will stay in P18. Well, a Bosch still can't overtake Adam, although he has improvement on his previous fastest lap. And now he takes the lead of the race. Yeah, it was a terrible sector 3 for him, lost about a tenth of a second. And Blackwood rejoins on P5. Oh, 7.5. The fastest pit stop of the race it is. Now let's see, Bagus is actually fighting Armin, but Draron P3 will pit this lap. And is it finally it? Yes! Yes! Aboish finally overtakes Adam. It took him about 15 laps to do so. And there he is, Bagus going down the inside, and it is P2 for him for just about 15 seconds until he comes in for a pit stop. And Max Miller is now up to P3. So after a disaster at Melbourne, will it be the second podium in a row for the Welshman? Let's see, but this mistake at the start of the race definitely cost Bagus a potential, even at maybe top 5 position. But yeah, P8 is not the position he wanted. Any more drivers pit in? No? And it is actually 9 laps to go. Even less than 9 laps. And surprisingly, Abovish is in the lead of the race. Last time he won was at Buddha International Circuit at India last season. Now let's check the gap. 5.1. He's doing better than Armin. Shake Tixley says the fast lap 132.985. And right now he's on P5. but if he keeps up the good work, he might be fighting for a podium. But let's see, already no improvement on the first sector. We'll be just checking the lap times of all the top 5 drivers. Those Alex Lewin is doing really well today, he's on P6. He seems like the Vietnamese driver is getting more and more confident each race, so if everything goes as planned, Alex will finish the race on P6 for the just like at Malaysia last week. He's already on P10 in the championship, even ahead of his teammate Erika Hanebuse. Alex has 8 points while Erika has only 6. That's why Toro Rosso is actually on P2 in Formula 1.5, Bagus 132.761. But, well, Bagus is not even fighting for a top 5 spot. So probably that's where he finish. That's where he will finish this race. Or he'll try to overtake Hidayat for P7. Who knows? The gap between last season's teammates at McLaren, Abovic and Armin is already 5.6 seconds. So let's compare the lap times. 133.8 for Abovic. It is 130 in 134.1 for Armin. 133.8 for Smither as well. 133.3 for Blackwood and 133.0 for Tilsley. 134.2 for Luan, 133.399 for Hidayat and 132.816 for Bagus. And 133.773 for Fraser. Five laps to go. It was a 133.7 lap for Smitler. And it looks like he'll have battle with Blackwood for this podium, and it is a yellow flag, and oh, and it is the race over for Aditya Bagus already. Uh, he lost the control of his car on the first laps, and now it is the engine gone with just a bit more than 5 laps to go. Very unfortunate for him. And it is not even a points finish for the Indonesian. So his no point streak for Mercedes continues. Four laps to go. To be honest, I expected something, uh, expected more from this race. It's always lots of action, lots of battles for the lead, but yeah, once again in this season the race winner is decided by the strategy. And yes, we can see there are two drivers who are going to finish in the position they started from. Actually, three drivers, sorry. Wuji Carmen, Adam Hidet, and Rodrigo Jimenez. Plus, Blackwood and Andreoli lost some positions compared to the start of the race. So we have four drivers who retired in this race: Bagus, Tines, Akaza, and Min Pasalik. We forgot that Blackwood was actually fighting with Max Smithley for the podium. This is the overtake. He was just chasing. He was just chasing Smitler down the back straight and just outbraked Max Smitler into turn 14. That's how he is up into the podium positions again. Not the win he wanted to get, but well, P3 is P3. At least he finishes the race ahead of Jake Deasley. But let's see on which position the British Red Bull driver is going to finish. Will it be P5 or P4? Let's see. I've always had one pit stop just like Armin, 2 pit stops for Blackwood, uh, 1 for Smitler and 2 for Tilsley, then 1 pit stop for Luan and 2 pit stops for Hidayat, Fraser, Jimenez, Andreoli, Toast, Horliker, Rushton, Oskan, Hanebusa, and 3 pit stops for Parcells, Johansson, and Adam, for the bottom 3 drivers. I thought to myself that Tilsley will not be able to catch up to Smitler in a couple 2 seconds after the second sector, but at the end of the lap it is already 1.6 and now it is 1.4. Popovic is starting the final lap of this pretty long race here at Shanghai as the Russian starts the lap number 42. What about Tilsley and Smitler? Well, it is 8/10 of a second. Jake can already use DRS. And Hidayat is up to P6, overtaking Alex Luan. And no, I was wrong about Luan finishing twice on P6. But P7 is still a good result. Another easy move into turn 14. And well, let's see if there will be no retake after all. Looks like the answer is no. And or yes. Let's see. But we have Abovic crossing the line as well. I hope we will not miss this moment. And Tilsley is actually going to finish on P5 or P4. It will be B4 for him. As for Abovic, who started the season with no points, he's going to finish on P1. And it is a win for him. P2 Wuchi Carmin, P3 Jafar Blackwood, and Jake Tilsley gets P4 in the final moments of the race. Side by side finish for him and Max Smitler, but the British driver keeps his P4. And Luan was trying to fight back Adam Hidayat, but it will be Lotus on p6 and Taurus on p7. p8 for Daniel Fraser, a good job for him. He started from p10 and he finishes on p8. Unlike Jimenez, he started from p9 and he finishes on p9 and p10. Last top 10 spot is for Santini and Andreoli. It will be side by side between Tost and Horlicker. Very close. Actually, 72 thousandths of a second separated these two drivers. P13 Russian, then Oskan, Hanebusa, Paracels, and Johansson featured on P17 with Adam on P18. Well, these are the results with 4 retirements, Bago's engine problem, leading Pasalic transmission was gone, and retirements for Martinez and Dacus because of the collisions. And the fastest lap point actually does not go to anyone for the second race in a row. It is Bagus. I think he got the fastest lap in Malaysia as well, but unfortunately he did not finish in top 10 again. So now it's time to listen to the national anthems. I hope you don't mind that um, I hope you don't mind that the Russian anthem will be played. So this is the 2013 Chinese Grand Prix over. So see you next week for the Indian Grand Prix, which used to be at the end of the season. It was part of the Asian/American tournament, but now it is round 4. So see you guys next week, and goodbye.